from your experience, what are some beautiful aspects about Czech Republic that some may be surprised to know?
Well, I think Czech Republic is quite known. It's a country where in the social hierarchy, the culture is on the top.
Mhm,
Artists, writers, painters, photographers,
mhm,
they are the social hierarchy on the top.
yeah.
Then the medical profession, then sport celebrities,
Czech
and then,
Republic.
yeah, and then moms. So it's a quite different mindset that you might be used in United States, where probably it's a different hierarchy in the social structure and appreciation of the different activities.
Interesting.
That
Okay.
might surprise many of the people who thinks that the Czech Republic is only a beautiful country.
Mhm.
It has a huge history going back to the 7th, 8th century with the peak around 13th, 14th century.
Mhm.
And many of the architecture and the buildings are still in very good shape from that time. So
Wow.
Czech Republic is actually quite a nice country, nice countryside.
Mhm.
And the capital, Prague, is probably one of the nicest cities, or I would say it belongs to the nicest cities in Europe, along with Florence, Paris, and others.
Well, I know eventually I will be in Czech Republic. If there's one spot in, let's say, the capital, where would you recommend to visit? One spot.
But my favorite spot is a little garden of the castle
Mhm.
where you have a beautiful view on the city and you have the sunset over the city. So this is my favorite spot where when I am in Prague, I go there for the sunset, just enjoying the view
Yeah.
and admiring the beauty of the city. So when you tell me when you go to Prague, then I will show you where this spot is.
Okay.
It's quite hidden, but you can find it. When do you go to Prague?
Well, I've been spending these past months in Spain, so I'm just trying to take a little break from traveling, but I've been in Spain for Spanish school. But hopefully not this year, but maybe next year because I'm trying to plan a trip with Greece and some other countries in Europe that I haven't visited. So probably in like 2 or 3 years. So don't worry, I'll keep tabs and have your contact down. So with that being said, I have to talk about food because it's something that I'm obviously passionate about. How would you describe a typical traditional dish? Because I really don't think of food when I think of Czech Republic, but I could be wrong.
Well, it's the traditional Czech cuisine is really not very healthy.
Oh, well, but is it tasty?
It's tasty. It's a lot of carbohydrates, pork, meat, and not really much vegetable. But it's changing now with the young generation. People
Uh-huh.
are much more conscious about the food,
Mhm.
and the green wave hit Czech Republic as well. So the typical dishes are, of course, it's the goulash, it's the Czech goulash, and it's also the pork with the sauerkraut and dumplings. So this is those typical
Oh,
dishes, the traditional.
so you
But
mentioned pork, some deep pork, and what's in the pork? Because you mentioned a word, I didn't get it. What's that?
pork, like pork meat,
Right, but you said something else. There was another word. What else is
sauerkraut,
sauerkraut?
sauerkraut.
What is that exactly?
Oh, it's cabbage.
Oh, okay.
Usually
Okay.
it's an uh, fermented cabbage with dumplings.
Okay. That doesn't sound too unhealthy, but Not as
Okay.
unhealthy as the dishes in America, I'm sorry to say, but